She looked me in the eyes and said, "I'm pregnant with your baby." I said, "Congratulations." But what she didn't know was I'd just seen a doctor's reminder for her birth control refill. My response wasn't a celebration. It was the start of an emotional nuclear war. I stared at my phone, frozen. 5 minutes, maybe longer, just processing. The world outside had faded. It was just me, that screen, and the gut-wrenching realization that everything I thought was real was a lie. This story, this whole nightmare, started 2 weeks prior. Jessica, my girlfriend of 18 months, my live-in partner for 6, had dropped the bombshell. "I'm pregnant." She came with the whole performance. Tears, trembling hands, the works. "I know we didn't plan this," she choked out, "but I'm keeping it." My mind reeled. Shock, confusion, but ultimately, I tried to be supportive. I was going to be a dad. I immediately started looking at bigger apartments, downloaded all the pregnancy apps, even called my parents. My mom cried happy tears, so genuinely thrilled to be a grandma. That feeling, that excitement, was already a part of me. Then came this morning. Jessica left her phone on the kitchen counter while she was in the shower. It buzzed. A notification. I swear I wasn't snooping. It just popped up on the lock screen. Reminder, birth control refill appointment tomorrow at 2 p.m. with Dr. Martinez. My coffee mug, halfway to my lips, just stopped. A birth control refill? For someone who's supposedly 8 weeks pregnant? My hands started to tremble. This couldn't be right. But it was. I snapped a screenshot. My heart was pounding out of my chest. Then I heard the shower turn off. I stuffed my phone in my pocket and tried to act normal. Kissed her goodbye. Went to work. But I didn't go inside. I just sat in my car in the parking garage, my mind racing. Suddenly, all the puzzle pieces clicked into place. The morning sickness that only seemed to hit at convenient times. Her absolute refusal to take a pregnancy test in front of me. I already took 3. Don't you trust me? The sudden, aggressive talks about marriage and getting a joint credit card. It all made a horrifying kind of sense. I decided to test the waters. I texted her, "Hey babe, when's your first prenatal appointment again?" Her reply came back quickly. "Oh, next month. Doctor said no rush since everything seems normal, right?" Right, I thought, because birth control refills are totally part of prenatal care. The rage, the cold, calculated anger started to build. I knew I had to act, and I knew what I was about to do would be nuclear. I found a family group chat her parents had added me to months ago. I attached the screenshot. No text, just the image. Then, below it, one simple message, "Ask your daughter about this." But I wasn't done. I texted Jessica, "Congratulations on the pregnancy. Your parents are so excited." I just told them. Within minutes, my phone exploded. Jessica, her mom, her dad, calls, texts, a frantic digital chorus of confusion and anger. I turned my phone off. I just went back to work. Well, I tried to work. When I finally dared to turn it back on, there were 73 missed calls. The music was playing, and it was time to face it. By the way, if you're still with me and your jaw hasn't hit the floor yet, please hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss the rest of this wild ride. And trust me, there are more unbelievable stories coming. I wasn't ready for the absolute tsunami of crazy that hit. The first call I actually answered was from Helen, Jessica's mom. She was sobbing, barely coherent. "Danny, what is this? What's going on? Jessica won't answer us." I took a deep breath. "Helen," I said, "I'm so sorry you had to find out this way. Jessica told me she was pregnant 2 weeks ago. This morning, I saw an appointment reminder for her birth control refill. You could draw your own conclusions." There was a stunned silence, then a choked cry. But she told us about the baby. We already bought nursery furniture. Nursery furniture. Actual, tangible baby furniture. They had bought it. My heart sank, a mix of anger for them and profound secondhand embarrassment. These loving parents had gone out and prepared for a grandchild that didn't exist, all based on their daughter's monstrous lie. "I'm sorry, Helen." I told her, "I'm just as confused as you are." She said she was going straight over there. 20 minutes later, Jessica called. From her mom's phone. Her voice was colder than ice. "You had no right to involve my parents," she spat. "And you had no right to fake a pregnancy." I shot back, the anger finally breaking through. "I'm not faking anything. That appointment is a mistake. A glitch in the system." "A glitch?" Really? That's what she was going with. You've ruined everything, she wailed. My parents think I'm some kind of psycho now. I cut her off. Are you pregnant or not, Jessica? Simple question. A long, agonizing pause. I might be. I haven't taken a test yet. My blood ran cold. You told me you took 3 tests. I meant I was going to take them. She was digging herself deeper and deeper. Then, from the background, Helen's voice, booming with absolute fury. Jessica Marie, you telling the truth right now, or so help me. Another agonizing silence. Then, a defeated, angry whisper from Jessica. Fine. I'm not pregnant. Are you happy? I'm not pregnant. Why? I asked, utterly bewildered. Because you were going to leave me, she yelled. You were getting distant, working late. You hadn't proposed after 18 months. My friend Marissa said, guys like you need a push. Marissa. Of course, Marissa, the woman who could star drama in an empty room, was involved in this. So you decided to fake a pregnancy? I asked, incredulous. I was going to get pregnant for real. Just needed time. They would all work out. The delusion was astounding, absolute, and terrifying. I'm done, Jessica, I said, my voice shaking with a finality I truly felt. I'll be at the apartment tomorrow at noon to pack my stuff. Wait, Danny, we can work through this, she pleaded. But then, Helen's voice again, clear as day. No, Jessica, no, you cannot. This is sick. Danny, we are so sorry. I hung up. An hour later, her dad, Robert, texted me. Son, I'm appalled. You have every right to leave. We support whatever you decide. Also, we're keeping the furniture. Maybe for a future grandchild from someone who isn't insane. Savage. Absolutely savage, Robert. I crashed at my buddy Mike's place that night, dreading tomorrow, but also surprisingly feeling a strange sense of relief. Moving day was an absolute circus. Mike pulled up in his pickup truck at noon, and there they were, a defensive line in our living room. Jessica, Marissa, the supposed mastermind, and Jessica's sister, Kelly. Marissa, true to form, immediately launched in. Danny, you're overreacting. Lots of women. Marissa, shut up. I snapped. This is your fault, too. Excuse me. I was trying to help, she shrieked. Help? You told her to fake a pregnancy. I countered. I said maybe hint at it. Not go full psycho. Jessica spun on Marissa, her best friend. Full psycho. You said it was foolproof. You said your cousin did it. Marissa threw her hands up. My cousin was actually pregnant. You walnut. They devolved into a screaming match while Kelly feebly tried to mediate. Mike and I just started loading boxes, ignoring the banshee screeches. Then Jessica noticed me packing the PlayStation. That's mine, she shrieked. I bought it for our apartment with my money. And I'm pregnant. I need entertainment. Mike actually laughed out loud. Jess, you literally admitted you're not pregnant. Maybe I am now. You don't know, she retorted, spiraling. Just stop, Jess, I said, utterly exhausted. You're embarrassing yourself. The worst part was packing the bedroom. Jessica followed me in, and the waterworks started. Danny, please. I love you. I just didn't want to lose you. So you lied about carrying my child? I asked, the absurdity of it all overwhelming. People make mistakes, she sobbed. Mistakes are forgetting to pay a bill. This is calculating. This is crazy. I'm not crazy, she yelled, grabbing a lamp and throwing it at the wall. It shattered. Mike, who was standing in the doorway, deadpanned. Yeah, that really proves the not crazy point. I finished packing in record time. As we loaded the last box, Helen and Robert pulled up. Helen was carrying a box herself. Danny, wait. She handed it to me. Inside, baby clothes. Tiny onesies, little socks, a teddy bear. We bought these for our grandchild, she said, her voice thick with sorrow. Please take them. Donate them. Whatever. We can't look at them. Robert then turned to Jessica, his face a mask of disappointment. We're extremely disappointed in you. Don't call us for a while. Jessica completely broke down. Daddy, please. You lied about a baby, Jessica. A baby? Who does that? As Mike and I drove away, I saw her in the rearview mirror, a small, pathetic figure standing in the parking lot. Marissa was trying to console her, while Kelly just stood there, shaking her head. Bro, Mike said, You dodged a nuclear missile. Yeah, I replied. I did. But the story wasn't over. Not by a long shot. The extinction level entitlement event started 3 days after I moved out. Jessica showed up at my work with a pregnant belly. I'm not kidding. She had one of those fake pregnancy bellies strapped on under a maternity dress. Security called me down to the lobby. "Danny," she cried, "I've been trying to reach you. The baby's been kicking." The security guard looked utterly confused. My coworker, Aisha, who'd come down with me, just stared, her jaw practically on the floor. "Jessica, you need to leave," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "But I have an ultrasound picture." She dramatically pulled out what was clearly a Google image search printout. The watermark was still visible in the corner. Aisha, bless her, didn't miss a beat. "Girl, that says babycenter.com right there. That's not the hospital's website." The security guard, now thoroughly unimpressed, chimed in, "Ma'am, you need to go." "I'm carrying his child," she insisted. "Jessica," I said, my voice rising, "everyone knows you're lying. Your parents know. My parents know. Everyone knows." That's when she pulled her next move. She fell to the ground, clutching her fake belly, eyes wide. Oh God, the stress. The baby. The security guard immediately grabbed his radio. "Need an ambulance at the main lobby." Jessica, suddenly miraculously, perfectly fine, scrambled up. No ambulance," she stammered. "Ma'am, if you're having pregnancy complications." "I'm fine." False alarm. She practically ran out. The security footage of her pregnancy crisis somehow made it onto our company Slack. I'm now a legend for all the wrong reasons. But she wasn't done. Oh no. That evening, she started a GoFundMe. Single mother abandoned by heartless boyfriend. Goal, $10,000. The description was a sob story about how I'd left her pregnant and alone, cleared out the apartment, and left her with nothing. Her mom, Helen, saw it. She publicly commented, "Jessica is not pregnant. Stop this immediately." Jessica deleted her mom's comment. Helen posted it again and again. Finally, Helen just reported the whole campaign as fraud. The next day, my landlord at the old apartment called. "Mr. Danny, your ex-girlfriend is claiming she's on the lease?" "She's not," I said, exasperated. "You have the lease agreement." "I know. She's demanding I let her back in because she's pregnant and it's illegal to evict a pregnant woman." I just sighed. "She's not pregnant, and she's not a tenant." "I figured," he said. "Just wanted to give you a heads up." She also asked if I could sue you for leaving her homeless. "What did you tell her?" I asked. "To stop trespassing, or I'd call the cops." Then came the group text to all our mutual friends. "Danny left me pregnant and alone. If anyone has a couch I can sleep on." The responses were brutal. Some friends stayed silent. Others were more direct. Our friend Brad texted back, "Jessica, your mom literally told everyone you're lying." Jessica, ever defiant. "My mom is confused." Brad's reply was the nail in the coffin. "Your mom posted the birth control screenshot on Facebook with the caption, 'My daughter needs therapy.'" She had. Helen went scorched earth on her own daughter. I've never seen anything like it. About a week later, the legal threats started rolling in. Jessica somehow scraped together money for a lawyer. Not a good one, mind you. The letter I got was riddled with typos and cited laws that didn't even exist in our state. It demanded $5,000 for emotional damages, $3,000 for loss of expected financial support, the return of all gifts given during the relationship, and a written apology for defamation. I hired an actual lawyer. She took one look at that demand letter and just burst out laughing. "This isn't even written by a real lawyer," she said. "This is a template she downloaded and filled in. Look, she forgot to change California to our actual state in paragraph 3. My lawyer sent back our own letter. It was professional, concise, and absolutely devastating. It included screenshots of Jessica admitting the pregnancy was fake, proof of the GoFundMe fraud attempt, and the security footage of her fake belly incident at my work. It also included a clear warning about harassment charges if she continued. 2 days of silence. Then Jessica's dad, Robert, called me. "Danny, I'm sorry to bother you," he said, his voice strained. "Did Jessica send you legal threats?" "Yeah," I replied. "My lawyer handled it." Christ, he sighed. We just found out she took out a credit card in her mother's name to pay for that lawyer. What? Identity theft? This was a new low. Helen's filing a police report tomorrow. This has gone too far. We're getting Jessica into therapy, whether she likes it or not. I felt a wave of pity for them. I'm sorry this is happening to you guys, I said. We're sorry it happened to you, Robert replied. You seem like a good kid. Better off without her. But Jessica had one more card to play. The most audacious yet. She showed up at my parents' house with a fake belly and a man they'd never seen before. My mom called me, whispering frantically like she was in a hostage situation. Danny, Jessica's here with some man claiming to be a counselor. She says you need an intervention for abandoning your pregnant girlfriend. A counselor? It was her cousin, Tommy, wearing a suit that clearly didn't fit and carrying a clipboard. My dad got on the phone, his voice a low growl. Son, should I call the cops? Put me on speaker, I told him. He did. Jessica, I stated, my voice firm. You're not pregnant. Tommy, you're not a counselor. You're both trespassing. Leave now, or my parents will call the police. Jess, you said he'd fall for this, Tommy blurted out. Shut up, Tommy, she hissed. My dad, ever the protector, boomed. Young lady, get off my porch before I come out there with the hose. This isn't over. Jessica shrieked. Yes, it is, I replied. Don't come back. They left, but not before Jessica screamed loud enough for the entire neighborhood to hear that I was a deadbeat dad. Mrs. Patterson, our next-door neighbor, who'd been calmly gardening, simply piped up, Honey, you've been wearing that same fake belly for a week. It's at a visible zipper. The game was officially up. It's been 2 months since that monumental fake pregnancy reveal. And let me tell you, Jessica's complete meltdown continued for about 3 more weeks after I moved out. She tried everything. Fake social media accounts messaging me about the baby. Ultrasound photos with different names poorly photoshopped over them. She even had Marissa call me, pretending to be a nurse, confirming her pregnancy. I recognized Marissa's voice instantly. The final, absolute last straw was when she showed up at Mike's place at 2 a.m., clutching baby shoes, sobbing and wailing. Mike's neighbor called the cops. Jessica was arrested for drunk and disorderly conduct. Her fake pregnancy belly? It fell off when they put her in the patrol car. I heard the officer's body cam footage would have gone viral if it ever got out. Her parents, bless their hearts, bailed her out, but with conditions. Either therapy or they'd cut her off completely. She chose therapy, but not before one last, truly bizarre dramatic gesture. She sent out actual, printed birth announcements, claiming we'd had a son named Daniel Jr. to everyone. My boss received one. My grandmother received one. Even my ex from college got one somehow. The responses were brutal. My grandmother publicly called her touched in the head on Facebook. My boss framed his announcement as the craziest thing an employee's ex has ever done. My college ex just texted me, Dude, what? Helen and Robert, Jessica's parents, then sent out their own mass email to everyone they knew. Our daughter is receiving mental health treatment. There's no baby. We apologize for any confusion or distress. The fallout for Jessica was immense. She lost her job when the fake belly incident at my workplace got back to her employer. We work for competing firms in a small industry. Marissa cut her off after Jessica blamed her for ruining everything. She got evicted from the apartment after failing to pay rent, having apparently counted on moving back in with me. She's now living with her parents, working retail, and is in court-mandated therapy from the drunk and disorderly charge. Oh, and she still posts vague quotes about loyalty and real love on Instagram. As for me, I got promoted at work, partly out of sympathy, partly because this story made me oddly famous in our industry. I started dating Aisha from accounting, the one who called out the Google watermark at my work. She thinks the whole story is hilarious and regularly checks to make sure I haven't been pregnancy trapped again. My parents actually installed a Ring doorbell, specifically in case Jessica ever tries to come back. Those baby clothes Helen gave me, I donated them to a women's shelter, along with a $500 donation in baby Daniel Jr.'s name. I sent the receipt to Jessica. She blocked me after that. The last I heard, through the grapevine, Jessica told her therapist that she might have overreacted slightly. Slightly. faking a pregnancy, wearing a costume belly, committing identity theft, getting arrested, that's slightly overreacting. Robert, her dad, texted me last week. Danny, wanted you to know Jessica is getting help. Real help. We're sorry for everything. And then, the kicker. P.S. Helen says if you and that nice girl from accounting ever have a real baby, we'd love to send a gift from same people this time. I'm not going to lie. Finding out your girlfriend faked a pregnancy is traumatic. It messes with your head. But watching her absolutely torpedo her entire life with increasingly insane lies, while her own parents publicly called her out again and again, there's a strange, undeniable justice in that. Aisha says I should write a book about it. Maybe I will. The Girl Who Cried Baby, or something like that. For now, I'm just living my life, fake pregnancy free. And yes, Aisha is on birth control. Yes, I've seen the prescription. And yes, we laugh about how paranoid that makes me. Trust issues? Sure, but at least they're earned. So, tell me, what would you have done if you discovered such a shocking betrayal? Have you ever had to deal with someone who took a lie to such insane lengths? Let me know in the comments below. I really want to hear what you think.